What's going on YouTube? OCD for EDC here, and what I got for your face balls today is some updates. We're going to go over a handful of things and look at multiple different knives and whatnot. We're going to talk about some stuff that I've been modifying, and so I'm actually shooting this video outside so we can get a little natural light, just because it looks so much better with natural light versus artificial light. And you can see here, this is the Tucson TS89. This one happens to be in S90V, but this is one that I've done the heat and acid anodizing on. I posted a video up on how to do this process, and you can tell here that this has a mirror polish throughout, which is one of the most important parts of doing this type of anodizing. So, one thing that I want to talk about real quick here is NorthWest Knives. NorthWest Knives in Meridian, Idaho. This is a knife shop, a local knife shop there in Meridian. It's, if you're familiar with the area, it's kind of catty corner to the Villages shopping center. So if you ever get out that way, stop in there and talk to Aaron. He's the owner there. Just really great people, and they have an awesome store. This knife right here, I was able to get that from Aaron at NorthWest Knives, and he was kind of a fan of the channel, and so he opened it up. If you purchase anything from NorthWest Knives and mention that you heard about him on one of my videos, then you will receive a free t-shirt just like this one. They come in several different colors. This is the back of the t-shirt here where it says NorthWest Knives, Meridian, Idaho. There's the website. They've got a lot of really great stuff in stock. All the big brands that you've heard of, and then they also carry some stuff, some smaller batch stuff. If you're into Chris Reeves, they have tons and tons of Chris Reeves stuff there. So check them out. Go check out their website. Really great folks, and get a free t-shirt when you place an order with them. All right, this here is the knife that I got from Aaron at NorthWest Knives. This is Aloni Knives, and this happens to be the Goat. Now, you guys have seen this in a couple of videos, and I've been doing some modifying to this knife. So, here it is. This is the end result. Wipe it off here real quick. Get my ugly fingerprints on it. So, we decided, the owner of this knife decided to go with the marble carbon fiber inlays. If you didn't catch one of the previous videos, we have all the inlays here. So they had a couple of different, they had marble carbon fiber and just straight twill carbon fiber, and then red, marble carbon fiber with red, as well as marble carbon fiber with blue. So looking at all those, the gentleman that owns this knife is Mr. William Lenderman, and I did quite a bit of work on this knife. I did this anodizing work, and it's kind of hard to tell, but I was hoping that the natural light would show it off better. Direct sunlight is best to see this knife, but you can see here there's kind of a scratch pattern. I did some engine turning on the titanium. It's pretty subtle, but it definitely shows up really well. Looks really cool. And there you go. That's the knife there. One of the other things I did, the inlays set proud of the scales originally. So you can see that these are now sitting flush. So it's a seamless transition between the inlay and the titanium scale. And that holds true on both sides. Just a gorgeous knife, M390. Blade is centered. The other thing I did was I polished the action on this knife. Oop. Probably should move the case as I'm hitting stuff here. Polish the action, so the action on this thing is just fantastic now. The blade on it's really lightweight, so it's never going to be quite just a free dropping knife, but it's also brand new, so it's going to need to get broke in. I also gave it a detent ball ramp on the blade, so now it gets onto the detent ball very nice and smooth. Just a really, really great knife. Action's great. The milled pocket clip is really fantastic, and just a stellar knife. With the marble carbon fiber or shred carbon fiber, whatever you want to call it, it looks really, really great. And like I said, the engine turning turned out fantastic on it. It's just a subtle thing, but in direct sunlight, it catches the light really nicely and just gives it a little added visual flair, if you will. So that's the Ohlone Knives Goat. Also, the gentleman that designed this knife, his name's Deric Costa. And Deric and I have started talking throughout this process. Just a really great guy. Yeah, we kind of hit it off and just kind of became friends instantly. And he ended up sending me this little knife. This is a design that he did with D-Rocket. You can see the D-Rocket logo right there. This is a knife that was actually made by Reate, and it kind of has their signature. You can see the ano. It's got kind of purple hue, but then over here it's blue. Depending on how you hold it, they call this blurple, and you can see that there's just this kind of purple sheen to it in certain light. You know, if you hold it in some ways, it just looks blue, and then other ways it looks purple. So it's really cool. I like the effect. This one here is also M390. Great action. Cool little knife. Pretty small in this dimension here. And I'll do a full review on this knife. I just wanted to get some pocket time with it and carry it a little bit before I talk about it too much. But you can see here the size of these two. Get them lined up. So the Goat is not a whole lot longer, but certainly just more substantial in every other dimension. So yeah, cool little knives. Deric has some new stuff coming out. He's got a new version of the Goat that should be released very, very soon. And that new version of the Goat is made by Reate. So looking forward to seeing that. Inlay pattern on it's different. Just some minor differences here and there. Okay, so one more thing. Well, actually I have multiple more things. This right here. So my good friend Kurt over at J Cool G19, he's the one that does all the HRC testing. I had sent him some knives to have HRC tested, and when he returned those knives, he sent me this. This happens to be the, for those that aren't familiar, this is the Gerber Gator, and you can see there it's rocking 154 cm blade steel. This is a US made Gerber. It's got a rubberized handle that is really, really comfortable in hand, and big enough for my paws, but just a cool knife with 154 cm. And I think he was telling me these are like under $50. So comes with the little nylon sheath here. It's a Velcro sheath. Nice little knife. I haven't really had much of a chance to carry it yet, but definitely just a cool work knife. But even cooler, he put my name on it for me. So that's laser etched in there. Really cool. Thank you so much, Kurt. I greatly appreciate it. Definitely one that will stay in my collection forever, and one that's definitely going to get some use. You know, this would be a good knife. The grip on it, because it's all rubber, no pocket clip, so very much like a fixed blade in that way, with the rubber grip, no pocket clip. So definitely a good knife to go take hunting with you. And 154 CM is one of my favorite blade steels. So definitely excited to be able to get some use on this thing. It's a mid-back lock, but cool knife. Like I said, one that I had never handled before. And now that it has my name on it right there, yeah, pretty pumped on that. So thank you very much, Kurt. If you guys aren't familiar with Kurt's channel, go over there and check him out. He does all the HRC testing for a lot of different guys and plays some great music while he's doing the videos. It's a lot of fun. So, and his wife Beth, actually, I don't have any of her hanks around here, but she makes hanks similar to this. She does a lot of them, and you guys can check her out on Instagram at Mrs. J Cool. So there you go. Again, thank you very much, Kurt. Thanks a lot, Beth, Mrs. J Cool. And yeah, they're just great folks, and I definitely want to support them as much as I possibly can. So, all right. Now, one more thing that we're going to talk about real quick. I got some fixed blades. And these aren't just any fixed blades. So, let's we're just going to set these off to the side here if we can. All right. There's 1, 2, 3, and number 4. These 4 fixed blades were sent to me from Tom over at Tom Hosang Outdoors. Thank you very much for that, Tom. And we, a group of us, there's a handful of us. It's myself, Tom Hosang, Super Steel Steve, Kenny at In the Pocket, Banner 24/7, and Gerald at Outpost 76. I'm pretty sure that's the group. There might be one person I'm leaving out there, but I'm pretty sure that's the group of guys. So these knives were made by Brian at Transparent Knives, and you can see here each one is labeled. And so this one here is in Vanex, and it's at 60 HRC. You can see the handle here. Really nice looking handle. It's got some what looks to be burlap micarta liners, and then a little dog paw print mosaic pin. Take a look at the actual blade itself. Now, the grinds on these are very impressive, and you guys are going to see a lot more of these to come. I just received them the other day. I do have to get edges put on these. I was the first one to get the knives. So this one here, Tom started to put a secondary edge on them, but as far as I know, when Brian from Transparent Knives sent all these, he had not sharpened them at all. So they just have the primary grind. And you can see this one here is in 204P, and it is 61 to 62 HRC. And man, the full flat grind on these is beautifully done. I have not pulled any measurements on these blades yet, but like I said, I got to get them sharpened up. I'm going to sharpen them all at 15 degrees per side, and we're going to do some testing, and that's what these knives are for. So I'm going to do some cut test, edge retention test. I have the Best sharpness tester, and so we'll be using that as well. But we're going to see what 204P can do when it's optimally ground. These are very thin behind the edge, and just a really nice test knife. Now for me and my hands, the handles are very small, but the blades themselves, that's the important part. The distal taper is beautifully done. Very thin out at the edge. These are some go-getters for sure. And so really stoked to see that. And here we have Z-Wear, 62 to 63 HRC. Same situation. Still needs to be sharpened. I'm glad he did all different handles. That'll help to keep them all separate and know what they are, because there are no markings on any of these. So yeah, Really cool. Should be a really interesting test. And then we have K390 that HRC'd at 66.2. So this thing should be a beast. You can see there, this one's been etched and stonewashed, it looks like. So this K390 should perform extremely well at a little over 62 HRC. And that one there's got kind of a burlap micarta with looks like little copper wire infused in there. Pretty neat. And this one here, if I didn't mention it already, this one's Van X at 60 HRC. So we got Van X, K390, Z-Ware, and 204P. Gorgeous, gorgeous knives. The grinds on them, like I said, very, very aggressive. Very, very thin behind the edge. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these guys perform. So you're going to see some more information come up on my channel soon about these knives. But I wanted to thank Brian at Transparent Knives and Tom Hosang. Tom was the one that really kind of got this all started. I think it was him and Banner 24/7, if I remember correctly, that got the ball rolling on this. And Tom's busy and got a lot of things going on right at the moment. You know, we've all got kind of crazy lives happening with everything that's going on in the world. So he wasn't able to get to him real quick, and so he went ahead and sent them my way. So I'm going to get these things turned around, and then I'm going to ship them off to Kenny at In the Pocket. But like I said, you guys will see these a few more times on my channel before they leave. And yeah, should be fun, should be interesting, and just something fun to do. So really, guys, wanted to show off the Goat. It's a cool knife. I really dig the way it turned out, and it's just a gorgeous, gentleman's carry. And I'm really looking forward to the Goat 2 coming out. It's going to be a really neat one from Reate. So Deric Costa doing great design work. He has the sharks. They're still available on his website. If you want to go check those out, go to AloniKnives.com. There's how you spell it right there. OHLONE knives.com. Go check them out. And this is a great little knife. Nice milled pocket clip. So far, I've been really happy with this thing. It's very small and slim in the pocket. So if you're looking for a nice little EDC carry, now this is like a 3-finger knife for me. But, that's what it was kind of meant to be. It was just a small, nice little carry. You can see that the blade totally conceals within the handle. And it's called the Shark. And, of course, you got that little kind of fin-designed flipper tab. No jimping on the flipper tab. You do have a little jimping up here on the spine and on the back spacer. But otherwise, just a really nice, well-constructed little EDC knife. One thing that I like is when they do the lock bar relief cuts internally. It just, from an aesthetic standpoint, it just looks nicer when they do that. So I'm definitely a fan of that. I can show you here on this Tucson. There's the external. I just like it when they're internal. Just makes it look a little nicer, a little cleaner look. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for helping support the channel and watching the videos that I put out there. Do all the stuff, like, subscribe, all the things, and there will be more to come. I hope everyone's staying healthy, staying safe, and yeah, we will talk to you next time. Later.